about sex like this. My foolish gaze traveled to Cain, where he leaned against the fence, casually king. How was it possible my insides flipped, that connection yanking and pulling and coercing? Charlie giggled conspiratorially. Looks like someone else is imagining something spectacular. I jolted back, stammering and fumbling all over my words. I wasn't... My throat tightened, my mouth completely dry, because suddenly I was. I was wondering what it would be like to see Cain completely bare. My stomach in knots as the vision slammed me on my knees as he moved to tower over me, that glorious body on full display. I should be terrified, horrified, repulsed, but my eyes were crawling back to the man, hungry for something I'd never been. "Oh, I think you are," Raven teased. My eyes rammed closed in an attempt to stop whatever this out-of-control train was that the man had sent me on, the one who'd cut the brakes, the one who had loosened the chains that had held me back. It had to be the grief, the way I'd felt as if I'd been flayed wide open when I'd lost my sister, set out to sea, drifting and lost, floating away. He'd been the one buoy I'd been able to reach. But I had to know that was fleeting. When I came to my senses, I'd be right back in that place where the demons and monsters reigned, where my fears consumed. I needed to get back to what I knew, tucked safely in the place where I was okay to forever be alone, where no one could touch me or harm me or ruin me. My hands started to shake, anxiety roiling through me and turning into panic, my throat thick and my sight bleary. Oh, God, I was going to have an attack right in front of them. "Hey," Raven whispered, "are you okay? I'm sorry if we pushed you too far." She let go of a self-deprecating laugh as she glanced at Charlie. "We have a way of tossing out whatever hits our tongues without thought, even when our new bestie isn't quite ready for all our crazy yet." She nudged me with her elbow, fully tender, her voice thick. "Yeah," Charlie set a soft hand on my forearm. "I didn't know what hit me when I first met her. This one chased me down and demanded I was going to be her friend, all while coercing me into coming to a festival that I most definitely didn't want to attend, going so far as to threaten kidnapping. And apparently, I have now become just as bad as her." It was fully a tease, though in it was understanding, a gentle encouragement, as if I was in the same position as she'd been. "Don't judge me," Raven told her with a wry smirk. "I was only using that psychic that absolutely affirmed you belonged with us." Then she turned her gaze on me. "I'm thinking you might too, and I'm thinking you're definitely not ready to hear that yet, but I'm going to say it anyway. I can feel how lonely you are." That loneliness throbbed. My head barely shook. "You know I'm not staying here. This isn't where my family is. It isn't where my home is." My family that was being pared down and torn apart. Charlie's hand clamped down tighter on my arm, and her voice dropped to a whisper. "I don't know. I think there's something magical about this town. I think it calls to those who are supposed to come here, reaches out when we're lost, and guides us where we're destined to be." She turned her attention to Nolan, who chased Macy across the lawn. "I think my very wise son has always said it best. Family is who you love most, and from my perspective, home will always, always be with those you love." I had no clue how she could claim something like that, as if it were that easy, as if I was somehow part of that. I knew there was no chance, but that didn't mean everything didn't quake when my gaze was drawn back out into the yard, to Cain, who strode our way. I swore the ground rumbled beneath his feet with each step that he took, stride easy and confident as he crossed the lawn, only there was something so decidedly concerned in his expression that for one foolish second I thought I could be a part of it. This was a man I'd all but hated when I'd found out who he was, a man who set off every alarm bell, dangerous and brash, the father of my niece, the man who'd all but promised he was taking her away. I had 3 weeks left. 3 weeks. And all it took was him stalking up the porch steps to make my belly quiver. Ah, why does it look like you all are up to no good? He might have said it like he was joking, but those intense eyes never left mine, searching, as if he were worried, as if he'd noticed my moment's distress and had come to check that I was okay. Us? Trouble? Raven challenged.